Hi friends, I'm coming to you today with part one of two that I'm going to be putting out this week about final walkthroughs. Today's video is going to focus on buyers and the next video will be focused on sellers. I had to divide it up because it's a lot of information. So today I wanted to speak in terms of buyers' experience at final walkthrough. So what is a final walkthrough? Final walkthrough in our area happens within 48 hours before closing, where a buyer and the buyer's agent has an opportunity to walk back through the property one last time to kind of sign off on everything before closing. And there are, lots of things that can happen at final walkthrough. Some really exciting and, positive experiences, and sadly, some negative too. So final walkthrough is usually about 20-30 minutes long. It's a real quick kind of breeze through the house, but we're looking for certain things. The first thing we're looking for is the condition of the house, how it is now compared to the last time we saw it. Now, no house is 100% perfect, and we have to remember that. But is the condition the same as the last time we saw it, or is there additional damage to the house? So sometimes it's been many weeks or even over a month since the last time the buyer has seen the property or been in the property. So we kind of have to remember back to possibly a home inspection period or even the first or second showing on the home, what kind of condition it was in then. Normal wear and tear, a little scratch on the hardwood floor type thing, no big deal. We overlook that. That's normal stuff. The major damage is something that we would have to address. For example, if a pipe burst in the basement and now we have a flood, or there's a leaking sink, or let's say there was a tree that fell in the backyard and it hit the garage or something. Those are major things that we'd want to address at the final walkthrough, and everything can be addressed. No need to panic, no need to get flustered, everything can be worked through. The other thing that we're looking for at the time of the final walkthrough are any of the appliances that are included in the property to be in working order, and we test those. And also anything that's supposed to stay in the property. For example, sometimes a seller will leave behind furniture that the buyer has agreed to take or has purchased. Sometimes a seller will sell a lawnmower or yard things to a buyer, pool accessories, things like that. Anything that's supposed to stay in the property will stay. Everything else must go. So that means the seller has to do a really good job cleaning the house out, clean out the basement, the shed, the garage, the attic crawl space. Really make sure everything is out, because those other personal belongings that do not belong in the house are not the buyer's responsibility to get rid of. And unfortunately, I've seen many times where sellers leave things behind that are not wanted. So beyond the garage lawnmower that was negotiated or the dining room furniture, they'll leave junk behind, garbage, things that they didn't want to take care of and they left it for the buyer to take care of. That's not okay, and those things are addressed as well. So another thing that we do at the final walkthrough, or we take meter reads. So the gas, the electric, and the water meter read are taken by the buyer and reported into the utility companies so that they can transfer service from the old owner's name to the new owner's name as of the day of closing. Okay, so those are the important things to look for at the final walkthrough. Now, I do have to say, as I open the front door, I do hold my breath a little bit because I never know what I'm walking in on. And I always get to a final walkthrough before my buyer so that I can get the door open and walk in before them, because I kind of want to know what we're about to walk into. Many times, the house is beautifully cleaned. There are no problems, it goes really well, and everyone's happy. But there are a lot of times too where there are issues to work through. Now, when it comes to damage to the home or a leaky sink, those kinds of things, there are ways that we can go about dealing with it. There's a way that a seller can come back and take care of something that needed to be taken care of. We can call in a handyman, a plumber to fix a leaky sink, that kind of thing, before closing. Or if that can't happen before closing, sometimes that we can negotiate a credit to be given at closing so that the buyer can call in a handyman after the fact. Which leads me to my number one tip. If you're a buyer and you're closing, let's say on a Friday, my number one tip to you is don't wait till the last minute to have your final walkthrough. Do it 48 hours in advance, which is what we do here in my area. Do it ahead of time. That way it's less stress the day of closing. If there is an issue that we have to work through, we have 2 days to work through it. And the buyer's agent and the listing agent and the attorneys involved all work together so that everyone is happy in the end. So my number one tip, don't wait to the last minute to get your final walkthrough in, and just stay calm. You know, it should be a really happy and celebratory time. If there is an issue at the final walkthrough, do not panic. Let your agents handle it, and just keep your eyes on the prize. The house is almost yours. If there's any other questions having to do with final walkthroughs, please reach out. Bye.